Welcome to Honest Beers. My name is Leggy, and as always, I'm joined by Walley. How are you, mate?
Top of the world, mate. Top of the world. Coming off a little Perth trip. Great Valentine's Day. Also, little win for me this morning. First one in the street to get his bins out. So.
Oh, yeah, we are recording on a Sunday, so Sunday's bin day for you. But before we get into all the positive and the joy, we are 6 days removed from the Super Bowl, and we haven't recorded since the Super Bowl result was, handed down. How do you feel?
Look, it was one of those ones where it played out probably how it should have. It just showed the difference in the two teams. I haven't watched a lot of Seattle this year. That team is in ideal position moving forward. Like, they are actually stacked.
Good players at good age.
Yeah, and
young coach.
I understand they've still got like some cap space and they can do some stuff in the off season.
Yep.
I think they're only going to be better. I mean, they had one of their RBs out who'll come back in. They were really impressive to watch. I don't hate Seattle. They're an NFC team. They're not an AFC team. We played them in that Super Bowl that we got up and sort of we broke their hearts a little bit.
Yeah.
And of course the link to the Sonics. So it was a weird one. It was also, I've got to be honest, the thing that helped, we watched it with our mates, the 100K boys. Morgs has been over there a handful of times this year and dominated, and just one of the great blokes that works in our space. And so the joy he got out of it,
he was pumped.
That helped a little bit. I'm not allowed to complain. I've said to you, there's only two things I'd love to see. I'd love to see a Hawks flag when Jack's a kid, and then one when we can get on the piss together.
Yep.
So that's all I'm asking for the rest of my life. And let's be honest, it's half for me, half for him.
Yes.
But the Pats, I've seen six. And that's it. So I can't. There's no complaints. There's no nothing. In the moment, you get frustrated and you get a little bit up and down because it's just emotion of sport. But overall, we got probably what we deserved. I think we're probably the second or third best team in the AFC and probably the sixth or seventh in the comp. Easy schedule's fine. You can go on about that all day, but when you're winning games, it looks easier than it is. I mean, we still went into Baltimore on one and Buffalo on one.
Yeah, the schedule thing's hard. So. I mean, you can't really beat who's in front of you, right? So,
mate, we went into Buffalo on one, and I thought Buffalo were the best team in the AFC.
I didn't. Even though I don't have a dog in the fight, I never really subscribed to that. I think it just is what it is.
Do you know why? Because do you know what it was? We actually played against decent defenses. We just didn't play against a lot of good all-round teams and a lot of good offenses. Yeah. So when your defense is so strong and doing such a good job, your offense doesn't need to be amazing. The other thing is that we played the first, third, fifth, and wherever Seattle were in the play. We played top defenses all the way through the playoffs and fell at the final hurdle. So it was good. It was but it's funny, some of those younger guys, you really get found out.
Even Drake May, second year, he clearly had a really good regular season. All the pass completion numbers were huge, but he had a disappointing playoffs. There's no other way. But he's in his second year.
Though. Gonzalez was amazing.
Unbelievable.
So
we really should have just thought that Smith and Jigbarundas was the bet of the century, really, shouldn't we? We went in on he has to do it because he's done it how many times does that happen in a big game where...
Yeah, exactly right. That
probably was the bet.
They got so many other options. Also, you should have presented the award to him instead of Drewski because you can actually say his name. So.
Yes, that is true.
And then Mike Verbal winning the coach of the year, for fuck's sake. Anyway, we'll move on from all of that.
Well, I do want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
How was the post? I mean, I was there for a little bit of it, but just in terms of, you did obviously a lot of pre-work.
Electric.
In terms of... you didn't go to Electric, I assume.
No. Big house.
Yeah, big house. Recovery the next day. I saw you the next morning.
We got there.
Yeah.
Still turned up for work.
You did.
You got to.
You have to front up. If you're
up.
Going to go big on a Monday, you can't then not be there on a Tuesday.
It's funny, I was talking with a couple of the school dads on the Tuesday. There was local cricket going on. There was a game. There was a bit of they've got the T20 games, all that. Anyway, so went down there. I was talking to some of the other school dads, and I go, it's rare for a Monday, and they're like, actually, no, there's a lot of big Mondays when you think about it. Think about all the public holidays, Easter Monday.
Well, Australia Day was a week before, 2 weeks before on a Monday.
The Monday public holidays, Cup Eve. A lot of people go out for Calcutta's and all that. Mate, Easter Monday's huge for me now. Let's be honest, plenty of big Mondays. Maybe it's an underrated
King's
day
birthday.
to get on the piss. Yes, that's a great day to drink red wine.
Arvo piss
and watch the footy and watch the big freeze and get around it and just have something on the slow cooker, maybe a short rib ragu or something.
Are we now getting in territory of we're going to rank the best Mondays to get on the piss when it went from, drinking on a Monday for Super Bowl's a bit like naughty.
Now
it's like we've just justified 7 Mondays out of fucking 50 odd that we can get on the piss. I wanted to ask, because I know that this occurred, that you have been in Perth for a few days. We'll talk about Origin after that. But what were you doing in Perth? What happened? How long were you there? And have you got any gear for it?
So we're actually going to talk around a little bit later. I want to talk about Origin itself, and also, but like, actually, we can still talk to Origin, but like the actual where I stayed at Perth, I was lucky enough to stay at Crown in Perth, and I have a top 5 list that's connected heavily to that, so I won't. But I will say this, for that venue itself, that I think that is Australia's best hotel.
Fucking hell. I still haven't been.
It's incredible. So you got to go. But Perth was good. I was over there working for Origin, but I came back.
Origin Energy.
I came back on Valentine's Day morning to make sure I was here for Valentine's Day.
What time was your flight?
It was like 9 a.m. So 4-hour flight, plus the 3 hours. I got home about 5 back to the house.
Yeah.
I will say this as well. One thing I love is every time I send my wife, like she goes, I'll cook all that Valentine's Day. Didn't want to go out. Jack wanted to, like Jack said all that. So we go, okay. I go, I'll cook steak. Every time I send Kylie to the butcher's, I think she panics that she won't buy enough, so she always overbuys. She bought 1.25 kilos of steak.
Christ.
So
You didn't get through it all, did you?
I cooked all of it, and Jack and I worked through it a lot. So she got 3 big Scotch fillets and like these 2 massive eye fillets that I cut into 4. And we put it out, and
How much did you get through?
I got most. I got through a lot.
But we have to get
glass
through
of
that.
whiskey. Some chips in the
Yeah,
air
look, I
fryer.
saw the photo. And it looks great.
Fucking just
Looks elite, but fuck me, you feel
it's a
full
lot of
afterwards.
steak.
It's a heap of steak.
I reckon steak is the one food that I actually don't. It doesn't bog me down like a chicken, or if I'm having like a heap of like potato or rice or pasta. Like they'll get you a curry and rice, something like that.
It's not the carb,
But
heavy carb
the
load.
fucking protein, of the steak just gets me up.
I can
and
see it,
about.
but biceps are just really popping. But what else about anything else about Perth? Anything happened? Did you couple of drinks anywhere? Any friends of the pod?
Yeah. Saw some multiple friends of the pod.
Nice.
Saw Goz and his new co-host Joey, great fellow.
2-time guest of the pod.
Yes, guys, that's right. One of our originals. We caught up as well.
How was Joe after all of the fanfare?
Oh, mate, he was up.
Biggest week of his life.
Just taking it in his stride.
Yeah.
Mate. Taking it in his stride. We got there. We did a bit of work at Optus. We did a bit of filming We did some stuff with the guys. We did a lot of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Found my way into a few.
Nice.
So
it's good.
Yeah. A couple of whiskey sours here and there.
Yeah, good.
Do you know what is amazing? Like, I think we're the outliers. Everybody else, when I got a whiskey sour, everyone else was having amaretto sours.
So I like them both. We are the outliers, and I'll have a whiskey sour over. But amarettos, are they making a comeback? Is that a thing?
They could be.
Yeah.
It's like when Jamison came back, which I had a big fucking hand in, let me tell you.
You're Jamison's equivalent of whoever has been splitting the G for Guinness. Whoever started that and has been like pushing that as much as possible. You're the Jamison.
I'm the Jamison guy. In Australia. I'm pretty happy.
But the amarettos, I don't know if they ever died. I've still had a soft spot for them.
Yeah, they're nice. Do you know what else? Was good? And I hadn't done because the weather was really warm. Yeah. What I did is when I finished, done all the work on the second day, I'm like, I'm going to go to the bar, get some drinks. And I got a Jamo and soda and one on the rocks.
Yeah.
So the Jamo and soda is like a cleanser and then the one on the rocks. It was a bit of a game changer. I think it's a new way of ordering.
Yeah.
Because then you have your start and then you ease in. I don't mind it.
Okay.
So instead of just getting a double Jamo rocks, lots of rocks, which I'll still do.
Yes.
I might get a Jamo and soda to start and then a single Jamo on the rocks. Or just still get the double on the rocks, but start with the Jamo and soda.
It was funny on Monday for the Super Bowl when I was with you.
They were free pouring at the casino too, just quietly.
Jesus. Well, you were handing them out to the boys before the casino, and Morgs had a sip and said, "Is that a double shot?" And you were like, "Yeah." And Morgs is like, "That feels like a triple shot." Like, I don't know what was put in there. It's almost like you got it served and then you had your own little bottle on the side and you put a bit more in there. But
in the glove box.
Just on the whiskey sour versus amaretto sour before we move, just to put a pin in it. I tell you what the difference is. I think the margin for error on an amaretto sour is it could be really bad. Like it's almost. A whiskey sour is always consistently good.
Yeah.
Almost no matter where you get it.
It's because of the sweetness, right?
100%.
But if you nail an amaretto sour, they're meant to be amazing.
Yeah, it's like the gap between the best and its worst is huge, whereas a whiskey sour is your consistent option. But You were in Perth. Origin was on. We need to talk about it. Wanted to get your views. I might start. When you go into something with low expectations, like I never thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be bruise free, and I also obviously, like everyone in the country, never thought it was going to be good as the rugby league version. So when you go in with the floor is this low, and then it gets to like here, you actually go. I was pleasantly surprised by the standard. I'll tell you what I fucking loved. I loved the games of Liam Baker. Zach Butters and Toby Green, because all three of them fucking cared. Like Liam Baker wanted to fight everyone.
But that's Liam Baker. That's how he plays his footy.
But you could tell there was like, he's now one of the captains of West Coast this year. He's a co-captain.
As he should be.
You could tell he's just like, I fucking want to put WA on my back here. And then Gary Lyon spoke about it in the dressing rooms at half time. He said Toby's been the best, like genuinely just wants to fucking win. And then I thought Zach Butters he almost lit a fire under the Victorians by having a crack at everyone. Plenty of lip, plenty of physicality. Obviously, there was a bit of bruise-free footy. It was high scoring. It was end-to-end. It wasn't your typical, like an AFL finals game, which is just fucking...
No, but it was watchable.
But it was watchable. I totally agree. There were tackles. There were 50-50s where players...
They're having a crack, mate. The future of it comes down this. Okay, so WA clearly went harder. And some Vics did. There's no doubt about that. But WA, and I think South Australia believe in this stuff more than anyone, and they fucking
oath. That's
the
why
problem is
it's disrespectful. They were.
I know, but the only thing is the South Australia v WA matchup also on paper would be better.
Yes.
And then they come in with fire, but they don't have that hatred for each other.
Yeah.
This is the only issue we've got with Origin. I don't know the way to fix it.
Yeah.
We've just got to keep working through it. The answer is definitely not making New South Wales and Queensland, who genuinely fucking hate each other and have real origin going on, play under an All-Stars banner.
Get it out.
They also can't play individually because the team would just be VFL players and all sorts of shit. Like it'd be, I don't know how that would work. But is it a tri-series? You've spoken about
So
this.
I think it should be a triangular series. I don't.
Is it mini matches at a festival?
I just think if it's not the normal length of a game, you won't. But
People won't care.
But I don't know how that's played out, because it would effectively mean you'd need 3, because you need to play each other once. So Victoria would need to play West Australia and South Australia, and then there would be a final between should Victoria win and one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like that's, and I don't think that means you have to play 3 matches, which is a lot.
Okay, so what if you did this then? We just rotate it and go these 3 states, and a lot of players suggest maybe it's the week after grand finals, better time to be doing this. Players are coming out at the end, all of that. They can go have a full fucking...
And if you do a hammy...
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that they play the week after, but next year it's South Australia Vic, then it's South Australia WA, then it's back to WA Vic. And you just rotate it. Every year it's different.
Don't mind it. But it has to be that, because as you say, if West Australia plays South Australia, there's no real...
I know, but the only thing is... That
there might still be state.
That's your third, I reckon. Yeah. So you build it now. Victoria plays South Australia, and then Western Australia plays South Australia, because at the end of the day... If they're buying into Origin, and you just got to change the mindset of these guys hate each other and start making this more about going, they're playing for their state, which South Australia, like, that's their thing, right? Yeah. And WA think they're their own country. So, like, they are...
Well, I saw Dean Cox in the pre-game saying that they claimed that they started State of Origin.
This is my point. So, like, it's not about this rivalry. I think we've got to be a bit different. State versus state, mate versus mate. No, it's not that. It's the pride of playing for that jumper.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be back next year.
Yes.
And I don't know in what capacity, but South Australia would have to be involved.
Well, you said it over text. SA versus Vic at the Adelaide Oval
is probably the logical decision.
So good.
Because you need Victoria involved early.
Especially early,
for A, the players, but B, the audience.
Yep.
Like, it's such a huge audience that Vics bring in. So anyway, we'll wait and see. But, mate, look, they did it.
What did you? This is a really niche question, but it came up in one of our group chats. One thing I struggled with was the lack or the amount of players that were playing in different jersey numbers.
Yes.
Like, obviously, this Dangerfield's clearly the senior one, even though there is Nick Dacos and Jack Sinclair, but he obviously got the 35.
And then Dacos went 8, so it was 3 versus 5, yep.
And then, I don't know, you sort of got... It was just a bit random seeing, like, Bailey Smith in 33 and, like, Lockie Ash in 12 and, I don't know, Max Holmes in 14 playing as a defender. Like, it just seemed a bit odd. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It
probably the most autistic take I've ever taken, but I just love... You see the 9 and you're like, that's this player. Yeah. You see the 7 and
So I think
Toby Green in 1.
I think that this stems from I find international basketball and like Team USA just go number 1 to 12 or whatever it is. But the way I think that it should work is just get every single player into their number that you can.
Yeah.
And then just have something close.
Well, I love Waterman and Liam Baker both wearing their first numbers. I think Waterman had 45, Baker had 48, which was fucking great. Huge fan of that
was the
Baker.
first number I ever had playing footy, 48.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I think mine was 19.
That is outstanding.
Which you would have loved.
Jeez.
19 and 20
That was my last number I wore. 19 was what I finished in.
Yeah, it's like niche take from me, but like in what world? I don't actually. Liam Baker's number 7 for West Coast, and there's probably a few others. But in what world does Rory Lobb get the first access to number 7? He's lucky to fucking be out there, to be honest. Like seriously, that's my only disappointment. Out of all of it. But anyway, a success. Well done to everyone.
That's a niche take.
It was a niche take. Actually, one more. You were fed up and disappointed at the at Lockie Ash winning the medal.
Well, it's just frustrating. Nick Dacos was
38.
clearly...
Yeah, 38.
But it wasn't just that. He was in the moment.
Yeah.
His meters game was there. His delivery. They both had a high disposal efficiency. Don't get me wrong. He chipped in with a goal as well. He chimed in... Like, he was there when it was important. Every time the game was needed.
Chase down tackle on Georgiades.
I just feel like that with Nick Dacos, if he's just the best, can we just give it and stop measuring him against this bar? Because he's the best player in the competition. I don't give a shit now.
As it stands.
Done pretending. Bond's got a better career. Danger is more accolade. I understand all that. Do you know what? Maybe Sam Darcy's going to be. But at the moment, if you're going...
It's Nick Dacos maybe just ahead of Bond. I still feel like Bond...
I just feel like Dacos week in, week out... is so consistent and doesn't put bad games in. And even if he does, he finds a way to get a dozen touches in the last quarter to still contribute. I'm not saying Bond doesn't contribute, but like, they're both incredible. But I just think we just saw it again. Like, he doesn't have an off switch. He's had 38 and 1. And like,
it's amazing how he runs.
It was incredible. And I just don't understand how he hasn't won that award.
Yeah. Good news as well. So, like I mentioned, we're recording on a Sunday, but it looks as if Jacob Wiedering's escaped serious injury. I still think it's a really serious incident and might, thankfully the season starts in 3 weeks. So I'd say he probably gets up for the match against Charlie Curnow, which would be fascinating, but I think he's all right. Fingers crossed. But speaking of not all right, I just wanted to move on. Friend of the pod, big friend of the pod, big fan of your work. Not as big of a fan of my work, but a huge fan of your work. Tom Green, ACL. See, this is the thing, right? You can say, fuck, don't do Origin because people get injured, but then on the fucking day before, Tom Green gets injured at an injury a trial or whatever the fuck it was. So innocuous, does his ACL, season done.
It's gutting. I'm absolutely...
That feels like there's injuries every year that are really flattening, but this feels more flattening.
This one hit multiple chat groups I was in.
Yeah,
just
big
fuck.
time.
This is fucked, brutal. No gags, nothing.
No one dislikes Tom Green.
No, nothing like that. No, not that you see gags and this sort of stuff, but I mean, like,
sometimes
everything, like, very rare that we have any serious chat in any of our WhatsApp groups. And then it was actually like, this is fucked.
Tom Green universally loved.
Yeah, universally loved. And like, it took the wind out of some sails, I reckon. And I just look, speed of recovery. He's only young. Like, he's got such a future ahead of him.
But the thing where the thing where this kills you, right, is the Giants, geez, we're very footy heavy today, but the Giants have already got Josh Kelly out for most of the year. Then you take Green out. It's I know they got
Clayton Oliver just becomes so important.
He does,
now.
but he's not Tom Green. Like
no, he's not. A few are.
Yeah, but
So-
it really deflates things a little bit. Like, and a fucking ball hasn't even been kicked. I noticed just from doing random. I don't even know what I was looking at. I might have been on news.com.au a couple of days ago, and I figured I've got to add this to the run sheet. Did you know that the popular former restaurant chain Sizzler is making a comeback? Did you know this?
I didn't know.
I believe around the sort of Sydney airport area, Mascot, they are going to be opening Sizzler up, and there is an intention or a goal or an ambition for Sizzler to come back and have multiple restaurants around Australia. Did you go to Sizzler growing up? Because I reckon a lot of the Honest Beers community would have.
I was a Smorgies guy.
Same.
But I
Big
reckon I went to
Smorgies
Sizzler like once or twice
Yep.
in Queensland when we visited family up there, because
Yep.
massive in Queensland. Dining habits have changed dramatically since the 80s and 90s.
Well, I was surprised to know that Sizzler officially shut down in 2020. I thought this was like a 15 years
They
ago.
probably have one or two, and that's the whole. They're clinging on to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a video store somewhere. Like, do you know what I mean?
True.
There's certain.
Well, there isn't, or you can eat Pizza Hut,
Well, there you go.
as you know.
We've had some more updates on that too. Apparently, they do serve.
Yeah.
They have a bar, and it's quote unquote nostalgia.
We've been getting a lot of messages about this.
We're gonna do it.
People
We're gonna
are
do it.
frustrated,
They want,
so we haven't done it yet.
from my understanding, it's not going anyway, so we have time. Like,
We need
they're
to set a
going well.
date very soon, though. I
We
think,
do. We
to
will
work-
set a date
to work towards.
We just like honestly. Like, we've just got through Perth, got opening round coming up, we've got gather round coming up. We're going to be at all of those, plus all sorts of other bits and pieces.
Let's just be honest, right? It's not going to happen before gathering.
No. It's going to be, I like the idea of it
honest,
being
right.
in the mid-season, maybe where there's not a huge amount of footy on, there's bye rounds, something like that.
Big friend of the show, Pato, is like, stop bringing it up. It makes him upset because the more you bring it up, the more excited he gets. But then he goes, the further away we could be.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
But I just had to when we started to talk about
such a pondering.
When we started to talk about Sizzler, you can't not talk about all you can eat. But so Sizzler's back, huge. But I think that was a good little segue into all you can eat.
Yeah, nice.
We've got to do it. But you said you've received confirmation that you can drink piss there.
Yes, that is a bar. They serve alcohol.
Okay.
That's a massive tick.
You sort of hinted a little bit at what you did, but I think it'd be nice just your Valentine's Day in totality. Gifts. Because last week you laid a lot of groundwork just to get a day on the piss.
Yeah.
This week, Valentine's Day, it's a huge month for you. Birthdays, wedding, anniversary.
Everything.
Like, what did you do?
So Valentine's Day, look, I was
low key.
Low key. I mean, it was low key Valentine's Day. I think that it should be appreciated from inside of my home that I flew back from Perth on the morning of the Origin game to be at home for Valentine's Day.
How did you frame that?
Exactly like that. Do you understand?
I didn't. I was in Perth and I didn't go to Origin.
I did it. And
that's huge.
I did it last night. I was standing in the kitchen just as I'm about to serve up all the steak and the meat and they're having a big glass of whiskey. And I just go, look, can we just appreciate for a moment, family, that I have left Perth ahead of this game that's on the television. I have left Perth to be here to make sure I'm here with my family for Valentine's Day.
I was picturing it to be more like the siren goes in the background. You go, hear that, Kylie?
Yeah.
That wasn't last night. That's now.
This is live.
This is live. And
So
I was there.
There was no.
And now I'm here.
I wasn't subtle at all.
Okay.
So
Subtle as a
literally
train
got
wreck.
off the flight, went straight to the forest to get a big bunch of roses and that. Not off the shelf. Created my own. So I picked out. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So I created. They make them for him. I don't know.
Of course.
Put flowers together.
Maybe
But
just
my
cut them
mornings
down
I-
off a tree or
Yeah,
something.
no. So I did that, and then we went, and then I cooked dinner, and just honestly, it was a
Lovely.
really nice, chilled night.
Yep.
Jack was awesome. He got Valentine's gifts for everyone and all of that. It was a great night. Good steak. Nailed the cook on the steak.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of videos on steaks and the importance of like getting a really good sear on it and going, I would rather, and then this
You're
chef.
using the pepper, right?
Yeah, I do the pepper, 100%. We're pre-pepper and salt, a lot of salt, really hot pan. But the other thing is getting the sear is more important than cooking it perfectly to a medium rare.
Yep.
And it's this chef I was watching goes, if it's a little bit off either way, as long as it's not overdone, he goes, that sear and the texture you get from that.
Adds more flavour.
It does, but I've just got to say I was able to do both. So I got a perfect sear and these steaks were
Happy
cooked
Valentine's
medium
Day,
rare.
Cafe.
And there's just enough for me to throw into a sandwich this afternoon.
Well, I knew that there had to be some important business going down because we received a message in the Honest Beers group chat from producer of the show, DT.
Yeah.
And DT said, hey, boys, footy's back tonight. Send through like what your plans or your video, how excited you are.
Nothing came through.
Nothing came through from you.
I was in the kitchen.
Yeah, so I was on the way.
I
to
loved
dinner.
yours. Now your video. So I love the hope you went into that the phone would be coming out at the out of the table.
It was optimistic. So we basically we're like it's our second Valentine's Day, so it's low key, but we obviously want to acknowledge it, flowers, all of that.
Yeah.
But we decided to go to a restaurant that we've been to once before in the early stages, like third, sort of fourth date.
nice,
so
love
we
that.
were like, let's do that, which obviously holds a
Throwback.
nice piece in our hearts and all of that. But I was driving on the way when I recorded that video, thinking like, with dinner's at 6:30, Origin starts at 7:30, like, and the place that we're at, there are no TVs, obviously.
No.
So what are we going to do? I was good. I didn't get the phone out at all.
Good.
So no watching. However, it was a quiet one. We were there for 2 hours. Got home at 8:30. Watched
Second
second
half.
half.
Perfect.
So was
that's good.
was able to consume most of it. So I could obviously have an opinion on it today when we talk about it. But was lovely. Great dinner. They did a Valentine's Day set menu. It's obviously a Japanese inspired menu. So a lot of raw stuff, but like
Love that.
elite. Very good.
Great.
Finished with a nice little wagyu as well, which was very, very good. Wally, last week, maths in a minute. Quick segment that we go through it all. For those that didn't listen last week, don't know what it is. Effectively, the premise of this segment is that Wally is not watching a second of maths. I'm watching most of it. I give Walley, before we record, a bit of an insight as to what happened in the last week. And that insight is that we've gone through dinner parties and now, we've gone through honeymoons and now we've had the first dinner party. And Walley has to guess 3 or 4 things
Did it happen?
and I will confirm or deny.
Yeah, okay. Let's start with the honeymoons.
Yes.
Okay, so first thing that would have happened on the honeymoon is one couple, and there might be more than one couple, are already so ridiculously all over each other in love, have sex, did all of that.
Definitely one.
There you go. There's always one. There's always
Maybe
one.
I didn't remember, but definitely one.
And that might be the same couple or another couple that come back to the dinner party. Other one is there is a fucking blow up. There is a honeymoon.
Yes.
There is a honeymoon blow up.
Multiple.
Okay, so multiple blow ups.
Yep.
And storm outs and walk offs and why am I here? Yeah. Okay, great. So that's perfect.
Can I just interject? There is one couple that are so bad at the moment that every time it cuts to them either on the honeymoon or doing whatever, I have to close my eyes because it is so awkward. Like they can't talk. She has just had the ick from him, and he's a bit like, oh, I'm a bit flat because she's giving me nothing, and they just sort of sit there and they're like, yeah, so earrings look nice.
Oh wow.
Oh thanks. Yeah. That's it. Like that's it. It's fucking painful. Anyway,
all right. So then we go to the dinner party.
Yes.
Couple will walk in holding hands, be overly loud, and just coming like, we're so in love already.
Yes.
And the girl and guy will go over the groups and they'll talk about how amazing they are and like the judges have done a great job.
You're correct, because there is one couple that basically that they're not going to work because they're the ones that are physically very attracted to each other and they want to go in there and tell everyone that they're like the king and queen and they're better than everyone else.
There's always a couple on these shows that and they even talk about, they go, I reckon we're the best couple in the experiment.
Yeah.
Well,
who gives a fuck?
You might be because you're not going to be a couple after the experiment. Exactly. We understand that.
Not competing against much either. But anyway, that's good. Bang.
There is tension between alternate partners from another couple.
Two ladies butting heads.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, there's probably more than 2, but there's one that's been
No, there might be 6, but they will drill down on one.
Tell you what's really interesting? All the guys are getting on like a house on fire. It's actually really good to watch. They're all really supportive. There's one guy on there that's a bit of
I wouldn't have picked that.
There's one guy on there that's a bit of a geeky guy, and they're all like trying to uplift him, like get around him, not being pricks. So that's nice. But the girls are just fucking. There's like 3 or 4 that are just straight in.
The guys, the last series I watched, which was a few years ago, the guys seem to get along.
Because there's always a cockhead. And there is a cockhead in this series, but I don't think he's being a cockhead to the guys. So I feel like they're all just like, it's kind of a bit of a bromance, a bit of love, which is good. You need that. But no, bang on again.
All right, keep them coming, mate, because I tell you right now, this would be...
We're going to do this segment for one, because we know what we do is we rotate segments in and out.
Absolutely.
We're not going to do this every week, but we're going to do it next week. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because there will be a commitment ceremony this week.
Oh!
So we'll do that, and you'll give me a commitment ceremony.
I'll give you. Let me have it. Yeah, that'll be interesting too. So I'll think about that. It's hard. I mean, I'm not going to give you an over under because most stay. We know that, but
well, you have to stay. The only way you leave is if both say no, and that's so rare in the first week. Even with the awkward couple, I still feel like one will stay. But anyway,
mate, I'm telling you right now. One of the things I guess is one of them's forced to stay against their will, and they fucking just. Why would you do that? That will be happening.
Winter Olympics. It's still going, I believe. What's your update? How much? Well, I know you've watched something because you texted me.
Turn it on. So I came home. I came home on Tuesday. Kylie was still out. She had a friend's dinner. So I just came home and I was just chilling out. And then I just put it on.
Yep.
I thought, I'll see what's on. I'll see what's on just for half an hour. And I put it on and there was skis involved. Yeah. I can't remember I don't think it was the jumps. Because the jumps I'd probably get into.
Yeah.
I reckon it was ice hockey, jumps, or like the snowboarding stuff. I'd probably...
Speed skating,
a race, something like that. I'd probably go.
Yep.
I don't know the difference of all the other skiing ones, but it was one of them.
Yep.
So I just went, I turned it on, then I just muted it, and then I fucking forgot it was on.
Wow.
So I didn't...
So how long do you reckon you had?
Oh, a couple of minutes. Okay. And I just actually put something on I wanted to watch. I've tried.
Yeah, okay.
I tried once. I think we've won like 3 gold.
Have we?
And a silver. And the reason I know is I heard it on the radio. I just put SEN on as I was cruising in. It was as I was coming here, it was going to a news break, and I'm sure I heard 3 gold and a silver.
Wow. Okay. That's impressive.
I don't know what that would be really bad if it was the Summer Games, but I'm assuming A, there's less events, there's less medals, and B, I'm assuming we don't win heaps of gold.
Given how much...
Is that one of the most we've won?
Well, given how much Stephen Bradbury's dined off one win, it must be rare that we get one. Because otherwise he'd just be forgotten about.
And what's his name? Scotty James, which I didn't watch his event because of the timing and that, but I've seen him on social and that. He seems like a really nice guy. Apparently that was like he was robbed.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if he's robbed because we're Australians and he came second, or if he's robbed because he was actually robbed.
Actually robbed, yep.
So I'm not sure. He came second and lost to the Japanese guy, but I don't know any more about it than that.
Yeah.
So I've heard some stuff, but I just haven't watched any. Have you?
Okay. I'm still at 0. To the point where, so Thursday night I went round to my parents' place for dinner. I had a nice family catch up, and my mum was like, yeah, my mum really gets into this stuff. Like she loves it. She's very patriotic Australian. Loves just if there's an Australian competing in anything, tennis, Olympics, whatever it might be, she'll get around them. And she was bringing up stuff, and it was like she was speaking a different language to me. So I have no idea, but just wanted to say, friend of the show, Ben Summerfield, who I work with, has been sending me through news.
About the Olympics?
I feel obligated to keep you
Olympics?
up to news with the Winter Olympics because you're not watching it. And he sent one through, which was that there is apparently a condom shortage in the Olympic Village in Milano Cortina. So we all know that the Olympics they get a little bit active, not
Jeez,
just
I
on
didn't know the Winter Olympics
not just
got
in their
that.
chosen sporting field, but they get a little bit active, behind closed doors. And apparently, and obviously condoms needed because no one wants to get pregnant.
I've always thought the people doing the luge would be
You reckon
they'd be most
big sex drive.
Well, just you're just practicing.
Kind of like the motorsport of
Yeah.
Winter Olympics. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But do you reckon they're hornier?
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, anyway, Benny
Or
Summerfield told me.
like niche curling or something like they just actually rampant, like when they go and curling's actually just like a community of swingers that just decide to they go.
Got to find
bananas.
some way of being interested
Yeah,
in fucking
exactly.
sport. But anyway, so condom shortage is what Ben sent me, and he also sent me the other video, which, I mean, this went viral. I'm not hiding anything here, but the video of the biathlete from Norway who admitted to cheating on his girlfriend after he won a medal. Ben sent me that through as well. So appreciate that, Benny.
Do you know
I
the
wouldn't
thing
have known
with that
about
is?
that had he not sent it through.
The
Pardon?
thing with that, they've been going out 6 months.
Yeah. It wasn't
And-
like a marriage that...
No,
Yeah,
and she goes, I don't like this. Stop doing this.
Yeah,
And I'm
chill.
like, it's like, yeah. Anyway, that's just a failure, and he won like a bronze.
Yeah.
So, like, the first interview of anyone that's ever won a bronze, I would have thought.
Well,
How is a bronze medalist getting a platform to make a speech? Or
Yeah.
was it just with the reporter? What was it? I don't know how
It
these
wasn't
things
on the podium or anything. I think it might have just been the local news because he was speaking in the local language. But DT has just sent us through to answer your question. Yes, the Aussies have 3 golds and 4 medals in total. And the leading nation is the aforementioned Norway. They've got 10 golds and 20 medals. That's not a lot for a leading nation.
We've got 30% of the golds as the top of the tally. Where are we on the rankings?
I've only DD's only sent through this. We'd be top 10 with that.
have
I
to
would
be
have
top
thought.
10.
11.
11th.
Oh, wow, okay.
There you
So
go.
There's a lot of like 9-8, which is the Olympics is like the US and fucking, they get a heap. Great Britain, Australia,
Yeah.
China, and then there's like nothing. So this is, shouldn't there just less events?
There is less. There has to be
Yeah.
less events.
Yeah, okay. I got
How much?
no-
Like, there has to be.
Yeah, I got no fucking clue.
Anyway, well, there you go.
There you go. That's Winter Olympics. We've talked about it more than I've talked about it more than for someone who's not watched.
I've
the
talked
second
about it
of
more than I've watched it.
Yeah, there you go. Wally, things you have always thought but been too afraid to say. I've gone through with some really controversial opinions. You've looked at it as more of a confessional.
Yeah.
I have a confessional this week, and I
Okay.
believe you.
No, I'm not having a confessional. I'm going back the other way because
Okay.
I went through my list of things I'd written down.
Well, you go
a
first.
few weeks ago, and I was like, "Is this really?" And I go, "It kind of is," because there's 2 parts to this. I'm not including, which I've mentioned as a conspiracy theory before about Prince Harry's dad not being his dad or whatever. Because I just think that's fucking logical, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. We joke.
Yep.
I have never once believed a conspiracy theory, but I want to.
Okay.
So this is a weird thing for me to say. I've never bought into a
wow.
conspiracy theory ever in my life, but I'm keen to.
You're open to it.
I really want to. I need one sold to me, and it's such a weird thing to say. I've never bought into one,
We're clipping this up.
but I kind of need one. So
Yeah.
I want to know
Yeah,
if
this is
I'm going to
great.
get around a conspiracy theory, and I need to be. Able
It needs to
passionate.
be like, okay, so Honest Beers community, in the comments, like you're going to give us a few, but don't just say September 11 because Wally wanted to buy into September 11. He would have done it by now.
No, I'm
Like,
not. You're not going to get me on that one.
Give us something.
Give us something new. Apparently, there's some stuff with pyramids.
Yeah.
I don't even know about that.
Yes.
power stations or something?
Yeah, I've heard. Oh, well, how about the substation for the 49ers, the nuclear?
Yeah, that's. I think that just sounds like a media PR nightmare. I don't think that's even a conspiracy theory, is it?
Could be.
Okay, that could be one. NFL's involved, so I'm keen on that. I could be convinced they didn't land on the moon. But
Okay.
I still think they did at the moment, but maybe I could be convinced.
Well, yeah, if you believe in that, put that in the comments with a justification why. Or, yeah. Comments,
the world's not flat, I'm sure of that.
I think what we should do is we should get everyone to comment. You should read the comments, choose the one that you like, that you could be swayed on, and then we'll get them to DM.
I really want to be...
Send some audio
I
notes
want to
in.
be able to buy into a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So do I. I'd love to. I would
Is
absolutely
net
love
zero BS or whatever? Would global warming not exist? Are these things or are they scientifically proven?
Need someone smarter than me to answer that question.
There you go. Anyway, I'm being honest. I'm just putting it out there. Never bought into one ever, but really keen to get involved.
Yeah, love it.
In whichever one you think I should.
Tinfoil hats next week.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was inspired by you. I went down the path of a confessional. Now, this is one that
Love it.
some of my close friends growing up know because they were there. They were there at the time, and it was sort of a seminal moment in my youth. One thing that will surprise a lot of people is when I was at school, when I was at high school, I was a bit of a late bloomer in terms of drinking. I actually didn't start drinking until I was like the end of year 11, and a lot of people were consuming alcohol in like year 9, year 8.
Year 10 feels like the natural entry point for everyone.
Definitely.
Responsibly. But, I mean, just from most people I've had discussions with. I mean, I was 18.
Yeah.
But, like, most people I've had discussions... My point is that I think that I remember house parties sort of starting in that year 9, year 10
Definitely.
range.
I didn't drink at any of them.
Yeah, see, I reckon I was... Yeah, I remember the first sort of couple of times... Geez, didn't take much.
Yeah, well, so this leads into so at this point, right, where the story that I'm about to tell happened in year 12, midway through year 12, or sort of towards the end of year 12, I had only really had proper cracks on the drink maybe like twice. And I was still 17, hadn't turned 18 yet, and it was the year 12 formal.
Oh, yeah.
Big night in every young person's schooling times. And yeah, my mates, we just went for it. We ended up leaving school early. We wagged school to end up at one of my mates' places, and who shall remain nameless. And we had a Jaeger party. We were doing Jaeger bombs from 12:45 p.m. Like we genuinely went for it. Talking double figures in terms of shots.
That's big numbers.
And then obviously, dates arrived, picked us up, and I got blackout drunk.
The girls picked you guys up.
Well, they arrived.
You've done very well. And then you got the limos. You get the limos?
The limo and the photos.
Yeah,
and
the old
everything.
Ford Fairlane limos.
Yeah, that's what we did. Anyway, I got so paralytic that I threw up on myself in the limo.
Oh, that's outstanding.
I then got out of the limo and tried to walk up the stairs of the facility, threw up again, and got to the front, and the senior coordinator was just like, there's just no fucking way that you're coming in. And I never got into my year 12 formal.
Oh, wow. Where did you go? Where'd you go?
I couldn't even tell you where it was. Like, I couldn't even tell you where it was.
How many of your mates were in the same boat?
So three. So it was myself and two others.
Did they make it in?
So two of us didn't make it in, and the other one got kicked out at 9 o'clock. Everything that happened to me at like 6:30 happened to him at like 9 o'clock.
Just start throwing up on him.
So 3 people either didn't get in or got kicked out.
Because there would have been no booze at the formal, or was there?
No, it's none there.
I can't remember.
But people bring in flasks and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
One of my mates.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a great trip down memory lane. One of my mates, I don't think you'll care saying his name, Matty. He left the formal for an hour and went to the tab and placed like 4 bets and then came back. But anyway, I didn't make it in. And then there were like rumors around the school for like, I don't know, 24 hours that like my stomach got pumped.
That's great. He got alcohol, his stomach got pumped. Yeah.
But so that was mine. I never made it in. I was fucking absolutely.
Where did you go when you left? Did you just go straight?
Parents picked me up.
Oh, I had that.
So the parents are there for all the, but then they not well. We're going really deep here. To the point where my parents threatened that I would not be going to schoolies after that behaviour, obviously. But I obviously made it to schoolies. But yeah, that was the crux of my.
Where'd you go to schoolies?
Went to the Gold Coast.
Oh, you did the schoolies.
Cavill Ave.
Were you 17 at schoolies?
I was 18.
See, I was 17, and it was tough going.
Tough. One of my mates actually turned 18 on the second night of schoolies, and it was like a monumental night. Like,
that would have been one of the
greats. That
was
the next best night for me after the formal. But there you go. That's a little insight into me. Because you went confessional, I had to do it.
Yeah, I love it. I love the confessional. I might return to
those. Did you know that?
No.
You'd never told that story.
I love that. That's
fucking so embarrassing. But anyway. Wally, I believe we've got a Simon's choice.
We do. I've done Simon's choice. I wanted to focus on Origin this week and hit you with 4 different start, bench, drop, or cut. We say drop. Traditional one's cut. All Origin themes.
So start, bench, or drop?
Start, bench, or drop.
Cool.
Basically.
Yep.
And we're Origin. So we'll start with a really tough one.
Ooh.
This is really tough, and we'll just get into the good stuff off the bat. The Vicks played a big 3 who all weren't obviously from Victoria in Gary Ablett, Tony Lockett and Jason Dunstall.
Yep.
Because the Vicks just used to play whoever they wanted. Like Horse Longmire's played for them, obviously. Dunstall. It's all these players that just have come from different states and played for them. I'd suggest many Tasmanians in that. Tony Lockett, Gary Ablett Senior and Jason Dunstall.
Start, bench, or cut?
Yep. Oh. I reckon it's the hardest of the 4 I've got.
I feel like I've got to start Gary Ablett because of his versatility.
Yep.
And as a St Kilda fan, I've got to bench Tony Lockett and I've got to cut Jason Dunstall.
There you go.
I know you'd hate that. But like again, but what if I said like you could do the other way around?
There's no win on that. There is no win. I just thought I'd see where you're at. I reckon that would probably be the most. Okay, so that would be the most common response. But if you go, they've got to play out of the goal square. I think Lockett, Dunstall, Ablett would be the response.
Yeah, but the good thing is Ablett, you can play. Ablett's
he's a wingman.
Victorian debut. He played on the wing and kicked 8. So then that allows Dunstall and Lockett to just operate at 50. It's fucking extraordinary.
Next, we're going to go with this year's coaches, or 3 of them. Dean Cox, Sam Mitchell, and Chris Scott as players at their peak.
Players. I was going to say as coaches. Dean Cox, I don't even know if he can coach.
No.
Sorry, Swan.
Players at their peak.
So I just want to say, Chris Scott's drop. He's no good.
I should have made different go.
It was fine.
Mitchell and Cox as players.
Yeah. Well,
Chris Scott as a coach.
Chris Scott's fine. Like he was a fucking nugget player in a great team. That's fine. But so I just want to say, I believe, and this is a big argument, I believe that Dean Cox is the best ruck I've ever seen. I think he's better than Max Gawn.
He's definitely in the top 2.
Because of his ability to kick on both sides, he was like an extra midfielder. Max Gawn gets a footy and you go, oh, shit. I think Dean Cox is better, but Max Gawn, great player, obviously. So I'm going to have to start. I think Dean Cox just makes your team better. I fucking love Sam Mitchell as a footballer. He's going to be on the bench. And then, Chris Scott's wouldn't even be a training.
Tough one. Just absolutely tough one. All right.
No offense, Chris Scott's probably the best coach I've seen, but not a footballer.
3 of Victoria's most regular players.
Yep.
That played in the late 80s and the 90s as players again. Paul Roos, Diesel Williams, and Gary Lyon.
Oh, well, I think Diesel Williams is the best player out of that group. So I'm going to have him as the start.
I'd agree with that.
Jeez, it's tough. I reckon I'd have Paul Roos. I reckon I'd be cutting Gary Lyon. I just think there were other forwards around the time that were better.
Yep.
Great footballer, don't get me wrong. Played in a shit team and did really well as sort of.
He's their best player ever.
Yeah.
Him or Gawn.
But I think I'm going to have to go Paul Roos over him.
Sorry, in our lifetime, obviously. Absolutely
anyway. Stars.
All right, the last one. I went through WA's team and I'm like, no, let's bring SA back on here. So I picked, because SA had some superstars.
Unbelievable.
3 of their best. And I think that this is the second toughest.
Okay.
Sticks Kernahan, John Platten, and Gavin Wanganeen.
Oh, fuck.
That's almost as tough as the first one.
Well, fuck. See, I think I'm going to start Sticks because I think you need a forward.
Yep.
And he's one of the best that there has been. Fuck, the others hard. I think I'm going to bench Gavin Wanganeen and I'm going to only because of the. I know, but it's the versatility of Wanganeen. Like he played as a back pocket, he played as a mid, he played as a forward pocket, kicked the Saints out of a prelim in 04. Like he just won a Brownlow, I know Platten as well, but I just think he could just play him in more spots. Right. And in the Origin, you need to. Origin's a perfect example, right? Look at that Vic team last night that was stacked, and you got like Max Holmes having to play defence, and all these players are playing all over the shop because you can't have 9 players starting in the centre of the ground. Yeah. You can plug and play Gavin Wanganeen in more positions than you probably can
that's
Johnny
good
Platten. That's the only reason.
There you go. All right, very good, mate.
Tough one, though.
There you go. That was a tough one.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. Honestly. You're back on again.
I'm back.
Huge. This is linked to your time in Perth.
Well, that was the inspiration for it. And I just thought I wanted to go the top 5 things in no particular order that I love about staying at a casino. All right? These are the top 5 things that I love about staying at a casino.
This is clipping up.
All right. Firstly, the rooms and facilities at these joints are off the charts because of the money, obviously, they bring in. If you go to Crown, if you go to Sky in Adelaide, if you go to Crown Perth, they're basically the best rooms in the city, and if they're not the best, they're right up there.
Yep.
So you know that the quality that you're going to get in the room, it's an obvious one. And you don't need to think about it. You don't need to read reviews. You don't need to do research. You go, okay, I'm going to stay at a casino. I know the casino's going to be good.
Yep.
And then you can just go, okay, which is the best of the three or whatever it is. But they'll all be good. The rooms are great. So it's such a...
Not gonna have a bad
It
time.
takes this... When you travel, having to find accommodation, is it good? Is it okay? What's the service? You can actually just go, well, I know the room's going to be good because the bed will be good, the TV will be big, and the shower will be hot and have good water pressure every time. The other thing is with the TV, and this is underrated, is every casino, especially Crown, they've got all the Fox channels, they've got the ESPN, and they've got the Sky Racing.
Stacked.
So you have the only channels that matter, sport and racing, and they will have them. So I think that's really important. So the rooms are a huge thing. Next one, something dear to my heart is a club sandwich. So the thing is that what I love...
Can't beat a good club sandwich.
Can't beat a good club sandwich, but every casino you stay in will have a club sandwich on a 24-hour menu. Yeah. Basically,
that's your room service.
And what I mean by that is whatever your version of a club sandwich is, they'll look after you. You might be a steak sandwich guy, you could be a burger guy, you could be a BLT, which is essentially a club without the chicken or turkey, and you can get a club removed chicken or turkey. So my point being is that whatever your preferred 2 a.m. snack is, you'll be able to get it at the cash. You will not need to Uber Eats, walk downstairs and get it. They'll bring it to your door. And the other thing is with the room service, like they usually like have like, if you order a steak, you're getting a proper steak. You're not getting some shitty one. Like it's actually really good. That leads me into my next one, which is restaurants and bars on site. So what happens is if you go to Crown, you get Silks, Nobu, you get Rockpool, you get the Atlantic, you get the French joints, Grady, all of these things. So you get this variety, and you don't have to go outdoors for that. You just go and...
Which you want convenience when you're...
Convenience. The service is incredible. So the next one for me is the service. These could almost be in order, to be honest. The next one here is the service, and I was blown away by it. The concierge is a genuine concierge. They have a bit of banter with you. They take care of you. How do you need this done? What do you need done? It's because I was there working. Pride in that, so there's certain things that we need. Like, I need to understand where we're going to be filming and that. Can I go have a pre-look? Can you tell me exactly where are they arriving? What's happening with that? Can you needed constant things printed off for me? But then the kicker, and this, I really rated this. So the second day, I woke up in the morning of like, all right, great. Just hitting some emails now. We just got to get all of our things for the filming we're doing today worked out. I'm going to go get a coffee, go for a stroll. And went down to the concierge and said, hey, mate, how are you? Dimitri, great bloke at Crown Perth.
Shout out Dimitri, Crown Perth.
I said to him, I said, mate, just need to know where the best coffee is because you can have a few. And he goes, it's there or there. And I said, which is better? He goes, they use the same machine, but today their barista's better.
Oh,
that sort of information. He goes, no, she'll be the better man. Yeah. So I went there, got coffee. He wasn't wrong.
Wasn't wrong. Okay.
The coffee was fine. That was really, really nice. Went for my stroll. Great. The other thing is they haven't even mentioned things like the pools and facilities, but yeah. And the last thing. Now, if this was in order, this is the number one thing that I love about casinos: gambling. So this is the obvious one. But I'm not just talking about like, let's go. No. It's every type of gambling. Grabbing a coffee and hitting the breakfast pokies because you just find the ones that you think might have been filled up the night before. So with that, I'd go, what's the sort of machines that me and my mates would want to play, like Bull Rush or whatever it is. Go to them and look at the jackpot amounts and all that and go, okay, well, this one's full. And you just have a few slaps, set yourself a limit, bang, in, out. And knocked a few of them off, which was good. But you could go the pre-dinner punt. So you're just going to go in. We're just going to go to dinner. We're going to go to one of the restaurants, but we'll just pop in for half an hour first. The walking through to go to work punt. So going over the stadium or this is what you do. You know, if you're staying in town and at gather round, walk through the casino to get to the Adelaide Oval on the way, stop in for 20 minutes, have a little play. The late night
2 to
punt,
3 birds with one stone.
Yeah, the late night punt. Every single one of those you can do, and then you just stroll back up to your room.
That's so good.
Get your club sandwich, wake up and get a coffee, and great service. Like the whole thing is, it's amazing. I just love it. I really do, and I love
the gambling.
I don't want to stay outside of casinos if they have a casino in the city anymore. I'm done with it.
Okay.
So if they have a casino now, I'm just going to have to stay there, I think.
What about Sydney?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because the casinos are outward. Sydney's probably the...
That's a reason to not go
Yeah.
for a week. Because we were talking before we started about Perth great, and maybe that's everyone wants to do like a winter getaway where the weather's a bit warmer.
You don't need the city. You don't even need the beaches. Go to Crown Perth. It has everything.
But my point is, a lot of people would have just normally gone to Sydney, right? Because at least the weather's good in winter. But you're saying you wouldn't even.
Yeah, I know. Sydney's the exception. So Adelaide is a no-brainer. Yeah. Hobart's a no-brainer. West Point's the first ever casino. There's a country club in Launceston. Country Club Casino. Crown's probably the best here, if not the best couple.
Yeah.
Brisbane. Now, only with Brisbane is that there's a couple of good hotels which you can see the casino from. I don't even know if they've got accommodation, but the Brisbane Casino, the Treasury, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So it's always about going, because the main thing is not just the closeness to be able to punt. You can do that on your phone. You can do that anyway. It's everything else that I've listed here that they give you because of the money that comes in, and they can give you, and the service and the importance of it.
Well, it's a perfect place for you and your partner, because even if you want to just go and there's enough for them. There's a nice pool
and the kids and all that.
There's a nice restaurant. They can
Absolutely.
Play, there's a gym, great facility.
All of that.
Stuff.
I mean, I didn't a day spa on site. All of those things. So there's no reason not to. Sydney's the only one.
You could stay in a casino for 2 weeks, couldn't you?
Oh, I just live in one. I could just and it's one. As long as you got your shit in check. So you go, I know what I can and can't spend and all of those things, because that is important. I love gambling so much, but I also don't go and just do my nuts on it irresponsibly.
No, of course not.
So I really like the fact that you can go there and just anytime you want, just pop down for a little play. And I much more enjoy a little play and out than the long sessions.
Of course.
Because I just find eventually you're going to give the house back their money.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go, here's a small bit
burst. You're a
little
burst
burst.
player.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like more Cyril Rioli than Luke Hodger or Sam Mitchell.
Yep.
I'll give you 9 or 10 touches and kick a couple of important goals, not I'm going to be in the midfield all day. So the thing is that you go to the cash and you go, all right, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars in this patch. Once that's gone, it's gone. We're not going to reinvest it. All of that.
Yeah,
and then, but if I get up in that thing and I walk out ahead, I start fresh. That goes in the bank, and then you go back with your stake and try again. So I think that
there's a fair bit of commotion at the Erica at the moment. I think it's because everyone is hearing the passion with which Walley is speaking about casinos and wanting to learn. I just love it. Walley, that was great. I just want to say before we go, because we don't have anything else on the rundown to talk about. There's a couple of things coming up that are big for us. So one is we're going to do our first Honest Archives episode in the next week or two.
Yes,
so we just wanted to say that because we spoke about it when we launched. That's going to happen. The second thing is that AFL season is upon us, and we are going to do our over-under predictions for all 18 teams. That's also in the next couple of weeks, maybe a record sort of later this week type operation. And the third is something that I can't confirm yet, but we are getting closer to a new home.
We are getting closer to a new home.
So that'll be sort of something in the next couple of weeks as well.
Sure will.
We will still record every now and then at the Mount Erica.
Yeah,
we're not running away from the pub.
Yeah, we will not be running away.
Based on the last segment, we should probably do an episode of the casino as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you know one thing I'd love to do? And I need to message him about it. Old mate from Piss Trays.
Yeah.
We should do an episode in a piss tray, like at a piss tray.
We should also review a piss tray at the Adelaide Casino during Gather Round.
We should, but I want to do a whole episode standing
at a piss tray.
At a piss tray.
Oh, I'd love to do that. That'd be a great place to have.
That's DT's lost it, by the way.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like, what the fuck? But this is great. Huge from you, Walley. Looking forward to doing that over-under episode later on. And I guess I'll see you next week, and go Saints.
Go Hawks.